Okay, that's the view I wanted.
Hola.
Hola, señorita.
Yeah, I didn't know it was tonight either. Why? What changed? When did you?
Remember when we were talking last week, because it's the detox, like we want to start the detox, so we don't want to come in halfway through and everybody's not starting like at the beginning of the week.
Okay, so I'm on the fence a little bit about this because I'm super overwhelmed and I don't know if I can commit completely, and I'm leaving on Thursday, and anything that asks too much of me, like right now, I can't handle.
And that's kind of what it's not. So
Okay.
you think it's like this, and everybody does it like on their first one, that they get like, oh no, I can't do it now, I can't fit it in, I can't. But that's why it's designed for you. So if this detox is about you sitting down and gathering more quiet time, more space, more like down, then that's what your body, and that's what you need right now. Not making a whole bunch of recipes and getting overwhelmed with food, and that's
like homework and stuff like that I don't have time for right now.
Nope.
Okay.
So it's just an awareness of what the body naturally, which we're going to get into in a few minutes when everybody else joins, but it naturally wants to do at these seasonal. It wants to slow down for a minute. It wants to let go. It wants to kind of like gather things in to get them out in a nice way, remove. And so it's pretty cool in the spring, or just like what the body knows what to do. So how was the rest of your week? I'll pause.
It's about us now.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And I'm like, all right, that's enough for today. I think I've got it. Okay. Yeah.
That's scary.
Yep. I don't like it.
That doesn't sound like fun.
No, not at all. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Now when you have to have your TV on going, okay, where is it now? Okay. What do you do? Okay. Yeah. That's what we were doing.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Do you have a cellar? Do you have to get in the storm cellar?
We don't have one. We would just go into the main part of our house is basically, it's one of our storage closets. That's what we would do.
But the tech you have in that general neck of the woods, there aren't cellars there.
Yeah,
there's nothing underground in South Carolina. Like, it doesn't exist. So
no.
It's weird for me to know people with a cellar, because that's just. Debbie, you have a cellar?
Yeah, we have a full basement, and the kids hang out there.
There are no basements in South Carolina, and I've been living like that for 25 years, so that concept is just weird to me. But yeah, Texas is a big area.
I know. It's just I'm finding out how much I don't like it. Anywho-ski. Got my Design Your Detox.
Good.
Your what?
Design Your Detox. So let me see if
yeah, I didn't have time to check that out this weekend. That call was
working on it, honestly.
So it's like we have to come up with a plan. Is that what the deal is?
Yes. So let me pull mine up real fast. So this is the Design Your Detox is really good, actually. So we can start with where'd mine go? Right here we go. All right. So if we want to, Colin, anybody else have theirs?
No, I don't have this.
That's okay. I'm going to let's see if it can.
What email was it, Deb? I forget.
It was on the one a few days ago, and then if anybody has tried to go on
Facebook, yep,
it's on Facebook and it's on the website. So if we could start navigating the website and getting on there, all the things, and I keep adding like the different steps, and the recipe book is there, and the gut shots, and like all the different like things to fun and do. And I'm going to add like the breathing, the Wim Hof if we want to do, or the meditations, like stuff like that. I'm just going to keep adding them onto. So did I share the screen? Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, let me get rid of this. Make this a little bit bigger. So this is the Design Your Detox sheets, and it's pretty good. I actually myself, even before each detox, I go back in and I read over it again, because every season and every detox is changing, even for me. Like I have a different issue, or I have a different need that time, or this season, like, so for whatever. And each year, as I'm slowly evolving myself, things are changing. So it's really good to not think you're sticking to the exact same detox every time. So sometimes you might, for whatever reasons, have to go really deep in one direction. One time you might need like sensory overload, like you need to chill down your senses only. Maybe your diet's really good, maybe your weight's really good, but maybe your stress level's really off. So being able to do that and go back into this design your detox makes you think of those things again. You can just read and you give yourself the 5 words. How do you feel? How do you want to feel? What's going on? So you're kind of like rejudging yourself. You're like kind of evaluating what's going on and what you want to get out of this one. So this one is just pretty good to just read through it and kind of figure out what of these are kind of like calling to you and what you need to address and how do you want to address them. So simple. So another thing we're going to do, because in the detox, when we eat, especially in the wintertime, we're eating heavy foods, dense foods, holidays. We had so many holidays between the fall and the winter. Just think of all the recipe items that go in, and everybody, you know, whoever you visited, wherever you went out to eat, whatever, all those ingredients that go into every single meal. The body's got to figure this all out. Like it's got to like pick it apart, choose what it needs here, what it needs there. So within a detox, not only are we going to slow down our whole, you know, schedule, we can, our minds, our bodies, like we're going to just try to get some white space and go for walks or chill out, not add anything else on our calendar. And like Colleen was a little nervous, like no homework, no, like it's just understanding that we're going to go super simple in everything, including our diets. So the lighter we can have our diets, the less ingredients we can put into our diets, then the body doesn't have to do as much work. So it kind of makes sense. So if you're eating very, very simplistic meals, but we're going to add in the spices and the different spring items that are going to do their magic on cleansing the body out, you start to remove like, so we have our daily habits that we've been working on, that we've been going through the count, like our daily habits are going. There's also, and it's not just in Ayurveda, it's in just the universal energies. There's that seasonal rhythm too. Body wants to be on that seasonal rhythm. So we're going to follow this rhythm. It's a cool word in Ayurveda. It's Rata, R-T-A, R''T-A. And that is just rhythm. So our bodies want to be in this daily rhythm, and then they want to be in this seasonal rhythm. So if we keep bringing the last season with us, the body gets really confused and it starts to, that's why we get inflamed. That's why we start getting all these chronic illnesses, the joint pain, the stuff that we've gone over. So this Ritucharya, which are the seasonal, like these rhythms that the bodies, the universe, the energy, all of the plants, everything goes through. We're going to try to keep up with that. So we're going to make everything super simple so that the change can happen and that we can follow the rhythm and leave the winter behind us. So we're going to try to get all of that out, and we're going to get back to super simple ingredients. And you could eat just tiny, simple meals. You might want to experiment with some more juices, or maybe you're super depleted and you need more nourishment right now. Maybe you need really good fats, some very good greens, nice spices, things like that, that the body knows, those simple nuts, seeds, oils, fats, what to do with all of that. So the body doesn't have to think, which is going to then slowly clear the mind. And then the spirit starts to lighten up. Everything starts to lighten up as we go through this process. So that's the beauty of it. We don't have to overthink it. We just have to kind of pick and choose what we want to do, figure out what our plan is going to be, and then kind of design here a little bit what we want to do. Again, here's your
Debbie, saying that, to keep it simple is the suggestion that, you pick one breakfast and one lunch and one or two dinners and eat the same thing every day for, for however long this is.
You could absolutely do that. But if you go into the recipe book, there's quite a few different. So if a lot of people, once they get into like that second detox or that third, then they start trying like some things. A lot of people come in on just the khichdi, but like if you're trying to lose weight or you're coming off of the winter, like going into the winter, that vata is very grounding. That helps us in the fall. That vata energy is so that khichdi, the khichdi grounds us and kind of helps bring us like down into like when that fall is hitting us. But in the spring, if you want to do a khichdi, which is super simple, add all just the spring vegetables, spice it up, and maybe take out the rice and put some quinoa in, or make it more watery and lots of vegetables. So there's a whole bunch of variations you can do with it. But I really want to emphasize, just keep sipping your hot water. We just want to keep moving as we can all day long. Yes, move those toxins out of the body. So we're going to start with the main focus, super simple, just on water. Like just keep your hot water going if you can. Try just sipping, not to like, chug it down. Just keep that thermos, that canteen, whatever you have. And you can put some, and there's a few recipes in there. Remember the spicy waters. So if you want to spice up, say you're just trying to get more out of you, you might want to put in some coriander and mustard seeds, like something crazy or whatever, but that heats up the body and helps remove. You can do your CCFT, which aids in digestion. You could sip that all week long if you want, all 3 weeks if you want. So things like that, you can kind of go in and check out the recipes and see what you want to try with the spiced waters. There's a whole bunch of soups, broths, that the cleansing broth, the soup, that one's really delicious. And you can switch it out for like wherever you are in whatever state, whatever vegetables are really good for you in the spring, try those, add them to your vegetable soup. And if you want a little more nourishment, you can add bone broth to it or ghee, because the fat's going to keep it with you longer. And it's actually, if you put the spices in, the ghee helps those spices get into the tissue deeper. So we have all these like great little tidbits of things that we can do that are going to help emphasize the food ingredients you're putting in, again, so that the body doesn't have to think too much. If you have a very high pitta, like I don't do that great with the raw vegetables and doing all that. So, but someone who has a fantastic digestion and is very high pitta, they can go right for like keeping all those chopped vegetables, available, have everything prepped and ready to go. If you digest them easily, if you find that you're making those and you're getting like very bloated and gassy, it's not working for you yet. You don't have enough of the digestive juices. That Agni isn't, fiery enough. So that's what I stay away from. So I add in more of the fermented and the broth. So the fermented food helps me with digestion. I stick to more of the seeds than the nuts. Like I can have cashews and things like that, but hard almonds and things are a little bit harder for me unless I make like those almond cookies, those tea cookies that have like the 3 ingredients in them. That's a fantastic snack. And you're using the almonds themselves. So you're getting that protein. So there's a whole bunch of like fun little things you can do that are still going to keep it simple, but they're going to give you enough nourishment that you don't feel like you're juice fasting for, a week and this was horrible. So you can so to answer your question, Laura, you might choose to do a few of the recipes on a day or two, and then you might want to try just juicing for one whole day, 24 hours, 36 hours. Whatever you want, whatever feels good to you, whatever's working for you, that's not going to totally stress you out or get you worried but I do kind of want us to challenge that a little bit. Like, what would it feel like to really be a little bit hungry for that 36 hours and maybe, because your body's going to be okay. So maybe just juicing for that whole day, especially you can add in any of the juices, you can add a little bit of a fat to it, which is going to keep it longer for you, but you're getting just all that nutrition, like that dense nutrition into all the tissue. So the more green you're giving, green is like medicine to the cells. But now if you're vata, if you're very, very dry in that vata, you want to add like celery or bok choy or something like that to get that salt into your green juices. You don't want to just do a whole bunch of things that are pulling from the body. You want to add a little bit of salt to hold that water retention. I think on the Facebook, I just posted, I did my gut shots this morning. So I made a big quart, half gallon of it. Super simple, chopped up some carrots and the cabbage and a little bit of beet, and then ginger root, turmeric root, and a little bit of pepper. Put it in your blender for a minute and then put it in the jar of salt, of course, with the salt, and let it brew for 2, 3, 4 days, you know, in a cold, dry place. Take it out, strain it, and you got your gut shots. And that's going to keep your digestion nice and fiery. So you can buy kimchi or some already made gut shots or sauerkraut, but something that's going to keep that fire going, that's going to keep burning. Because remember, it's not just burning in our stomachs, like in that digestion. Everything we do all day long, we are all right now, this whole little group here, and then Ashley and Casey are both in the city they're working in the city, and then Victoria joining us again, and Allie, they all had to jump off the last minute. This whole little group here is so stressed out in our own way, like something is going on for all of us right now. And you really want to get that point where you're nourishing yourself, but we're starting to eliminate things all the way down into the cells so that the body can just be lighter and be more receptive to that transition into that calm, but your body will figure it out. So the less we're giving it, the more it can do and the deeper it can go. So again, go into all the recipes. There's a bunch. And I did a cleanse years ago. Anybody follow any of the Ayurveda girls on a podcast? Sahara Rose, she had a cleanse like years ago. And I was like, oh, let me try this. There's only one recipe that I really, really liked to hers, and I saved it and I found it the other day. And it was a few different spices, but the quinoa instead of the rice on the khichdi. So I'm going to post that on Facebook. I just found it. And it has a couple different little vegetables. It's kind of a cute little twist on the Ayurvedic khichdi. So, and then adding things we can start if you want to get involved in buying sprouts or making sprouts. You know, say just for the hell of it, you want to try to sprout some things in week 2 or do whatever is kind of fun for you. Soak your nuts and your seeds or things overnight, let them get a little bit more easy to digest. If you want to add seaweeds in, have your oils ready. You might want lemons and limes for your water. A lot of people do. Your honey. Again, you can add in like some of the powders if you're making any kind of say in the beginning, you're going to do a juice or a smoothie. You can try adding the matcha, the goji berries, the cacao nibs into ingredients, things like that are natural, but have a little bit more of the superfood benefit to them. And if you just go through back again, I'm the kind of person who hates to detox and likes to sleep late. And then you kind of start changing your thinking of, okay, but I want to become the kind of person who knows they need to detox and can't wait to get up early in the morning, like things like that. It just makes you think again. So, all right. So I would like you all to do that. Just read over the Design Your Detox. And then if you could go into onto the website. Ooh, it's dark all of a sudden. Excuse me, let me turn on my light. If you want to go into the website, it will have the recipe book, all the side books. There's extra videos on there. The recordings there's a few on there from last spring, the ones that we did on the fire, and I think we did peel your onion, sipping water, like all those things. They're all on the website. So if we pull up, so getting back to the seasonal changes, it's not just, so it didn't just come out of nowhere. Like the body wants to do these seasonal changes in a detox mode. And we were created to live in this rhythm. So if we're living out of the rhythm and still carrying all those foods and things through season to season and never changing our food ingredients, our diets, or anything, we're living against the rhythms. And then our identity as a human being starts to get altered. And that's when things start going awry in the body. So there's another cool word in Ayurveda, and it's ahamkara. And that's like your identity, but that's your rhythmic identity. That's who you have evolved into. And with each season, getting rid of, shedding that layer, getting rid of what that last season was, helps evolve this ahamkara within yourself, within the integrity and the intelligence in the body, because that's how we were designed. So if you don't cleanse, or if you're not aware to shift to different dietary food items and different things, and you just keep doing the same thing over and over, season after season, the body starts to get out of rhythm and starts to hold on to certain things in a undigested fashion. So everything that's undigested, as we know, gets stored somewhere, and the body's reaction to how to handle this goes into that mode of, all right, let's send the immune system in, because something is not right. Something is out within our tissue, within our cells, within the mind, the body. So the immune system comes in. And how does the immune system, generally speaking, how does that protect us? It creates inflammation. It protects our joints. It protects things by adding lubrication or adding this inflammation to the body to aid it. Because as we know, as you can build up some oils and things, the body can process them out. But if we're not, and then staying on this topic, so as it does this and it builds up into that inflammation, it becomes chronic inflammation. And as we all know, most of 88%, I think, of the world is now in chronic inflammation. It builds up, builds up, builds up, and we never release it. So we're doing ourselves this amazing favor. We're giving ourselves this ability to seasonally stay within rhythm and get rid of this inflammation. The body is like, this is what it wants to do. So if we live against that rule, like the rules of nature, we're adding this imbalance to our bodies. We're adding disease to our body. So we're going to keep the Agni, keep that fired up through the next few weeks, which is also going to react on our cells. Remember how the cells get cooked as well? Everything gets coated around them. So, oh, good, Colleen's back. So it's not only like the major parts where we can visually see that we have stored inflammation. Each cell gets this coating and this stickiness around it. So this is what we're going to help alleviate from the body in a really gentle fashion. We're going to slow things down so the mind doesn't have to process, because it's not just what we're eating that needs to be detoxed. It's everything we're hearing, everything we're seeing, conversations we're interacting with, people, stress, relationships, everything that's going on in our life has to be digested. Like when we're watching the news and you get that kind of that anxiety or that stress level, your body's digesting that, it's taking it in. So we want to take these next couple of weeks to maybe not watch the TV as much, maybe turn off our devices, maybe take a total like device, detox for a day or so. Give your whole system a break. Like let things kind of get into their own rhythm. So you might want to take your calendar out. There's a meal planning, again, on the website. I think it's in the detox prep. There's a whole prep section that has all of the different worksheets and things in it. There's one of those easy meal plans. So maybe you just want to play around with, well, next week on the major detox, I'm going to have some so-and-so for breakfast, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'm going to do lunch. I'm going to change it up. And then I'm going to just have soup for dinner. Like if you map it out, you only have to buy a certain tiny bit of ingredients or something to do a little bit of prep on the weekend. Make it super easy for you. Like kind of give yourself this little roadmap, and then you'll be able to follow that with ease without being stressed out. Like, oh no, what am I going to eat today? I only have carrot sticks. So that usually doesn't work. You're like, ugh.
This is for 3 weeks. Is that right, Debbie?
Well, no. So this week, the importance of this week is to start removing those things, like removing some device time, removing processed foods, caffeine, alcohol, breads, dairy, like all the stuff that's very hard on us to digest in every way. Things that are stimulants to the body, or like negatively dulling the system down. So you don't want to do it abruptly. Like you don't want to stop everything like right tonight after the call, cut it all out. And then, because you don't want to do anything to abruptly change the body. You want to slow. That's why we take the whole week to start any processed foods. Like, let's start to get rid of them. Maybe drink coffee 4 times only this week, or 3 times only this week, whatever. Like, start to get that out of your system if you can. All of the sugars and things like that, that maybe you eat on a regular basis. Maybe you love chocolate and, you know, whatever it is, or you're still eating winter heavy meals, things like that, like big bread sandwiches, stews. Like, start to slowly let the body like transition processed Doritos and things out of the menu this week. Like whatever, bagels and cinnamon buns and like all that stuff that's hard to digest on the system. Slowly start to remove those things this week. Maybe add 1 more meditation in your week. Something like that. Like, take the time for you and start to get rid of those other things for right now. So this is the easing in. We're just going to ease into it, but we're going to keep drinking our water. Keep drinking our water. And as we're sipping our hot water, I think we all did this in the fall. Yes, you can add in your ghee. You can start to add the ghee if you want to. You can do it 3 days, 4 days, you know, tops. As we're pulling those toxins and things out into the system by lessening what we're eating and sipping that hot water or the spiced hot waters, we're kind of pulling it into the system, and then the oil flushes it out. So I know the oil's a little bit tough, but it does do its job. So it does have its purpose, but you do not have to do that. You don't have to do any of that. You might want to try, if you do that, then you have to follow that with the salt flush. And you really want to like then really purge it out of your system, all that oil. So you have to kind of be prepared to want to do that. You might want to do the warm enemas with some chlorophyll in it, or some oils after, like it's just things to soothe the colon, like things like that. You might get to, it's not a harsh flush. It's a nice, gentle, like when you use chlorophyll, you're actually kind of rejuvenating the tissue. So there's a bunch of different things you can try in there. There's a tip sheet that's pretty cool. It has a whole bunch of like normal questions everybody asks. Well, what about tongue scraping? What about salt flush? What about, you know, the oils or the enemas, or how do you do that? And why do you do that? So that tip sheet in there is really great. It goes through most of the questions we all have.
Hey, Deb.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
so sorry to interrupt.
No.
Where on your website am I going to find the recipes? Because I've been looking.
So did you log in, create your login yet? Right? You're a member?
No, yeah, I have my login. I'm
All right,
in front of the grill, you know. Hey.
let me,
And I'm like, okay. I feel like I'm being dumb. Sorry.
you're never dumb. Remember, there's no dumb questions.
Yeah,
No, I
can
said
you
I feel
share
like
screen when you're logged in and kind of like show us where it is?
Yes.
yeah, because I'm
yeah.
trying to find it to look. And sorry, I was writing something down on the
Now, let me see.
detox.
I'll
I'm
go
like, let me-
to, that's, I did that on that little Zoom that I sent out the other day. All right, so let me share my screen
Sorry.
again. No, this is great. This is perfect. Okay. All right, so here, I didn't even log in yet, but because it's my site, sometimes I am just logged in.
Right.
So let me move us over here. Let me go here.
Look at how professional you look.
Right.
See
I'm like, I want
that?
that grill, man. Is this
I
your
know.
house? Is this outside? I'm coming to your house.
Yeah, that's my outdoor kitchen.
Love it.
Yeah, we kind of have fun with that.
Good
So
deal.
here is, if you were to log in or join, it's up here, the upper left corner, right corner.
Right.
So
I'm
I
like-
must have logged in already. So I'm going to go to my programs,
Okay.
and then it's going to pull up here. So here where it says view program, or you could just tap on over here anywhere, but go to view program. This is the one thing, but this is the one thing that I wanted to show.
Mine's like,
So did yours populate that?
So
So
I'm
it
in
brought
the
me right
detox,
into
but
the
it's not bringing
detox.
it up. No, it says I'm invited, and then I say view program, and then I'm stuck.
Okay, so
Where are you? Here it goes. Okay.
you're in there now?
Yes.
Okay, if you hit
Do I have to
my
say
programs,
join?
we're losing you, Mo.
Yeah.
Did you get to this view? Can you see this?
I can hear you. Do I hit join?
There you
Yes.
are. Okay. So if you hit the, so you'll get to prep detox. And that drop down has all of the stuff. So in here is the recipe book, take the dosha quiz, design your detox. This item's what you'll need. Meal planner. You gotta
So I've
find it.
got prep detox, the 9 steps.
Yep. So
Okay.
touch that down
Yep.
arrow.
Got it. Yep. There it goes. I didn't know I had to hit that join thing. I'm like, no, I'm already in. Got it.
That's okay.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. It's my fault. Okay.
No.
Perfect. That's what I wanted.
Okay. So let me find in here though, where did I stick the, so within the recipe book, so here's the recipe book, here's the tip sheet,
Yeah.
the
Yep.
gut shots and the juice fasting. So the juice fasting are all those links.
Yes.
Okay. And
So I wanted that
within,
gut shot recipe. Okay.
yeah. So if you look over on the Facebook after, I showed you like what it looks like, and then you just put a piece of plastic over it. I hid it in a closet for a couple days. You kind of skim off the top and just strain it, and you've got your gut shots. And then here are, if you go into live call week, you're going to have, here's our videos for like the upcoming weeks. So this would have been today.
Got it.
So it'll keep going.
Thank you. Sorry to interrupt. I appreciate it.
No. That's what I was hoping we would like actually see how to navigate. And then overview, I think is just a list of, oh no, that's, okay. That'll just take
Lemon
you to,
water. Yep.
yes, sip, our water.
I'm just double checking. Okay, it's our Ayurveda Holistic Life. I was on the wrong
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then dosha quiz, did that, okay, good. The dosha quiz went too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm in the detox. I'm requesting to join.
Oh, okay. You didn't, I thought you joined.
I'm just trying to get back in right now.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, log in. Okay, let's see if I can get me to log in. It was throwing me to a join.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I got stopped there because I'm like, no, I'm already in. So why is it wanting me to do it?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So
Colleen,
you
you did not request, I don't think. I didn't get
No,
your,
like the first thing I did request, but now I'm like trying to do the meal plan or whatever, and I'm trying to re-put in my information such it's not letting me in. It's like this account already exists. I don't know.
oh, it's, okay. All right. So you're logged in already. If you look up at top, if you're in that page, this happened to me last night, there's participant and viewer or something like that. You want to go to participant. Do you see that? I'm going to take that off though. I don't know why that's there. I think that's builder site stuff.
So my Design Your Detox does not look anything like the thing that you were showing me a minute ago. That's bizarre.
Really? Which one are you on? In the,
Well,
okay.
let's
Oh,
see.
let me look at here. I'll just go in and look. So here it is. Just say I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm going in. I'm going to look at my design detox. Maybe it's the old one. Oh no. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is the old one.
No, it's know your what and why. It was labeled wrong. So I had somebody help me do this, like send this one in and it's the wrong one.
Okay.
But I have it in
So-
two places. So this we have to rename. Oh, so it says right there, know your what and why.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I got, but
Yeah.
it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like what you showed me.
All right, let me, all right, I'm just going to add it again. I can add it in a minute, but I'll email it to you, Laura, like right away, so you'll have it.
Okay. And I'm looking to see all the recipes
They're all in there.
and ebooks. Okay,
Yeah,
the recipe book, simple detox tip sheets. Okay.
Yeah. So that's all in there. And the, again, the recipe book has like all kinds of fun stuff in it. Again, your meal plan, you could kind of like browse your way through that or make it
Yeah.
easy. Basically just kind of play around with whatever you, so this like cleansing soup, this is the one where you can change any vegetables in and out for whatever you like. Maybe there's something growing in your area, Maureen, in Texas, that's not so obvious to us here on the East Coast or something. So just mix in your vegetables,
Right.
but some make it, you know, the turmeric and the ginger and all that, that's going to be the detoxing, you know, effect on it.
Yeah.
So-
I picked those up. Okay. And a
Is
bunch
there
of limes and lemons for water. and
This
stuff.
is so delicious. The acorn stuffed squash. That is so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really good.
Is there a
Ooh, I'll have to
recipe
look.
in here for a really good green smoothie?
Yes, so there's an entire section on smoothies. Right here is green smoothies,
What page are you on?
16, 17.
Okay.
So within the green smoothies, there are Vata, Pitta, and the Kapha smoothies. So if you're Pitta, there's certain vegetables and things that are going to kind of extract that oil and that heat from the body. If you're Kapha and you're trying to heat up the body and move things along, so there's a few things that are going to be different within the Vata, Pitta, and the Kapha.
Okay.
kinda-
So I could go with the kapha, right?
Yeah, you probably want to spice up, lighten it up, and move it out.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
And then
is
here's some green salads, the quick green salads.
Kapha's best smoothie? Is that the one that I should go with?
Yeah, but just
Bottom.
try them like, you know, you can add and kind of take away, but if you read the main ingredients in it and why it's kind of in there, that's what you want to base with. So the leafy greens, Laura, are going to extract and tighten and kind of firm things up. And that's what you want. You want to kind of remove things, get them out, but then tighten the tissue. A Vata, who's very kind of dry and kind of that airy space and stuff, you don't want to add all that. You want to add some nourishing, like the chia seeds and things, to kind of move things and help things move
Oh, wait,
along.
am I kapha or vata? I can't remember.
Your kapha right now, you are addressing kapha imbalance.
Okay. Right.
So, and then the living soups, for those who have that digestion where they can digest like the raw foods and things, the living soups are great. And then some salad dressings and things. And some wraps. So you can go through and pick some different things out and hey, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, this is buying all sorts of stuff I
Okay.
don't normally buy.
But it's because it is the spring and you want to extract from the body and tighten things up and move things out. So, and here's just some websites and things that have juice fasting. Just some links. Okay, oh, you know what? Let me write my note because I want that Design Your Detox on there along with Know Your What and Why. So that's a 2-step. I'm going to add that right away, right after.
Spicy ginger soup sounds great.
Really good. I had some spicy ginger soup for dinner. What else in here? And then this is just week 1, 2. We're just going to add some more. So like within week 2, It has last year's call recording, the new link for the new call. This is a recording, kind of like Be True to Yourself. Abhyanga self-massage. This is a recording from one that we did before, but it gets into why are we massaging, especially in a detox? Why are we moving? And I think I'm going to add a worksheet in there. I did not add the worksheet. And I think the week 3, the emerging is just the new live call and the old. But if I come up with new things, I'm going to add them in. So we're going to keep adding, but we can kind of be interactive on the Facebook, ask questions, kind of check things out. I'll check in at lunch. I checked in at lunch today and just added like kind of a quick little thing about
So
tonight.
stuff that you're showing, like when I click on Detox week 1 live call, the only
Right.
thing that's there is the join the cloud video meeting. There's
Yes.
nothing else there.
So that's what it is. So so this is tonight's call. So
Okay.
next week you would hit that again for tonight's call. So I don't want to
Okay.
hit this because if I do, it's going to bring us back in and it might kick us out.
Okay.
So
I just wasn't sure if I was seeing what you
yeah,
wanted me
that's
to
it.
see.
So that's the link for tonight's call.
Okay. You'd think that like we're all complete like computer idiots. You know, it's like
No,
where
well,
is
every
it? How do you
website
get
is
to it?
every website is different, and so okay. Let me think. We're going to go over a whole bunch of different things. I'm glad we did the website though, because that's exactly what I wanted to do. Week 2. So again, like come up with your grocery list, make it super, super simple if you want. If you feel like you're going to be home a little bit, you want to explore and really get some extra vegetables and things that you've never tried, or dandelion, different things that are going to like pull from the body. Week 2, it's kind of fun to go out in the yard and grab a bunch of dandelion, chickweed, like all these fantastic things that are outside growing in your yard, especially hopefully you're not pesticide area that you're going to go pick from. You just pull these things out, add them to your smoothies or whatever. It's amazing how those simple ingredients will just pull from the body. Like that's what they're there to do. So you'll see me, I'll do a couple little posts and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. And I'll just be pulling it up. And then the purslane and all that come after, closer to the summertime, to show you that that's more of a succulent. So that adds some water to the body. It's pretty cool. It's pretty ingenious on the universe, how it did this. So we know,
The sweet spinach and quinoa bowl.
oh, that's amazing. The
That looks
quinoa
good.
bowl. Yeah. And the
Yeah,
acorn
sorry.
squash is
Yeah,
very, very good. So the positive stressors that we spoke of, I'm going to add a few of those in, like if you can do any kind of your cold therapy, like I'm going to challenge you next week to like kind of do some wilder things, like try the hot water, your warm shower to your cold shower, like just challenge yourself to turn that knob down for a minute, something like that, or go outside and walk in your bare feet. It might be cold where you are in the morning, in the very early morning, like get your feet wet out in the dew in the cold. Or it doesn't even have to be cold, just outside in that like rhythm, that first rhythm in the morning when there's still dew on the grass and all that. You think it's like voodoo-y, like, okay, this lady's cracked up, but the body wants to reset to its natural rhythms. Like that's what it wants to do. We've just come to wearing shoes and flip-flops 24/7 and not like feeling the earth and not feeling like a cold or a hot or a grass or little mud, something like that. Like go out and start pulling some things or add something to your garden. Or if you see something wild growing again, and it might be edible or not, like Colleen down by you, all those little fiddleheads and things are probably like up and going. And
Not anymore. Where I used to live, it was like land of the fiddleheads.
yes, you had so
Backyard,
many.
like a gazillion. Now you just mentioned dandelions. I'm like, I can't remember last time I saw a dandelion.
Oh,
I live
have
in an apartment now, unfortunately.
I'll have to post my little picture. I took the kids for a walk in Carolina the other day, and there was this huge front yard just covered in dandelions. And the kids know, crazy, Dee Dee, every time we come, let's
Well,
look
there
for the
must be
dandelions and
some-
eat them.
There must
Make-
be some somewhere around here. I'll look, but there's a
You'll
lot of
find some.
dogs. So my guess it's been peed on by a plethora of dogs at this point.
Oh, rinse it off a little bit. But so things like that, it's here on purpose, and it's here on purpose to ground us and get rid of like that winter and just clean out the head, the mind, the body, the tissues. And like simple habits, like instead of sitting inside for a minute with your journal, if you're writing something down, like you're, if you're still doing your gap and your gain or your list tomorrow, go outside for a minute and plunk your butt next to a tree or something. Like something that simple helps set the body in rhythm for where you are right there on the universe. And it really starts to get you kind of grounded and clear in where you are and getting the energy set so that things in your life start to get in rhythm, that rata. Like
Compared to everybody else, I'm like really on the outskirts of what it is we're doing. But should we be keeping like a journal of what it is we are doing? So when we
yes,
get together, we can.
yes, yeah, we can kind of set it. Yes, and you will love to do that because you'll love to look at it like the next time or whatever. So yes, I always keep a little journal going, even if it's just a little notebook and simple little things I write down, or that recipe was horrible for me, or that recipe was fantastic for me, or I added a few extra seeds today to this one crazy sipping hot water and I loved it. Like silly things like that. Or I ate really well yesterday and I was able to sit and meditate that night for the first time. Like things
So
like
we're
that. You'll
usually starting this tomorrow morning.
Yep. So we're just getting everything going, but like kind of investigate, kind of look at what you want to do, or maybe take 2 things off of your schedule. Or like I said, just walk outside first thing in the morning, like things that you're not used to doing that will maybe slow you down for 10 minutes or get your feet wet in the grass, like stuff like that. Take your shoes off, silly little things, and then start to pull out heavy ingredients, coffees, alcohol, like stuff like that, like cut it back a little bit. So next week, maybe we can eliminate it completely. Sugars, processed foods, anything that comes, what do they say? Box, bag, and barcode. Anything with a box, bag, and a barcode, start to
You
pull
don't
out
want-
of your
Mhm.
your recipe book. So you want to ease in. You never want to just take the body from like full-fledged doing all this stuff and then all of a sudden like, okay, we're stopping, we're not doing anything, and we're going to intermittent fast, all week, because the body it really upsets the body. It upsets the rhythms that you're used to doing. So maybe go to bed 5 minutes early, if you're not already going to bed early. So just kind of write down or do that Design Your Detox, kind of read through it and see what you might want to get out of this.
Mine's very different this year because I don't have the stressors and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be different.
Yep. Mine are always different. Mine are always completely
Yeah,
different.
it's so cool because I started and I go, wait, this is gonna be very different than last year. Okay.
So you might have the mindset to try more of the, like next week, if we get into more of those like wild habits, kind of like challenging yourself to doing a little more of the cold or that Wim Hof breathing, or, these positive stressors that slowly make the body stronger and stronger and stronger. So that when we are hit with stress, our body's like, I got this. I can do this. I can handle this stress because I'm already above that stress level. So that's what you're trying to do. So I'm going to add those other links into to like the breathing and all that. I think we had it on last spring's
It's more than
detox.
breathing stuff.
Yeah. So all of that I'll bring back up again and add that in.
Okay.
Any questions on, so we want to do our hot water, maybe some spicy waters, maybe buy the seeds if you want, some extra nuts, things like that. We're going to get into using really good fats instead of all those fillers of breads and rices and potatoes, stuff like that. Like cut it down and add like more avocados and flaxseed oils and different things like that. Olive oil on top of something, ghee, kind of to satiate the body longer, but it's a really good quality dense fat that we're giving it. And we can make it super, super simple. Like you don't have to go buy any big juicer or anything if you don't want to juice, just
I feel like everything in my life is so simple right now because I just don't have the wherewithal, the mindset to think about what I'm eating I just lost 5 pounds alone just this week. So, I'm intermittent fasting. I'm losing weight from stress.
you should probably put some nourishment into your body then.
The only thing I can think of that I could do along the lines of this is I've been drinking way too much caffeine because I intermittent fast. So that's like my thing that keeps me going, or it's something I'm allowing myself to have until I can actually eat or have my first meal of the day. But it's
Right.
got to a point where I'm drinking so much caffeine, it's ridiculous. And
Right.
because I'm
Yeah.
so stressed out because everything I do for this case that I'm doing is in the morning, and I'm just like compounding caffeine on top of that. And I'm virtually having like panic attacks.
Yeah, it will really break the body down faster too. So if you could slowly,
hot water instead.
come out of drink
those-
tea, like switch over to green tea for if you can, if you like green tea.
Or even the stuff that
Yep.
you
The
said,
dandelion
yeah.
teas and things like that, dandelion coffees, the grain coffees, those are really
or
great.
The
stuff
golden
that's
milk.
the golden milk. Yeah.
Golden milk,
yeah,
yeah.
that.
That stuff's
Other
good.
than that, and drink like it's the breathing and the meditation. I'm doing all those things already now. So yeah,
Well,
maybe
it's
more vegetables.
just gonna say it's more
More-
nourishing your body than
Yeah.
probably right now, like honoring and nourishing to give your body quality foods right now. Because the body does need certain foods, because that's the intelligence that tells the body what to do, that tells the tissue what to do, that builds better tissue. We can't keep depleting. We have to add certain things in while we're scraping away the toxins. So maybe bone broth, stuff like that, if you can add into if you make a soup, add it with bone broth, a really nourishing, like kind of a good bone broth. Anyone have any other questions? If you want to redo your dosha quiz, something like that, if you,
Well, I've yet to be able. I have to do it on my laptop. I'm having trouble with my phone, but
okay.
I was able to get on your generalized website, but to join the detox and all that kind of stuff.
Not working on the phone.
Asking me to re-sign in and says this already exists, and but I'll
Okay.
try it on my computer versus my cell phone, see if I
Yeah.
have any success. So I'll work on that when I hang up.
Okay.
I guess for me, because I can't eat nuts or seeds.
Right.
So I have to like basically puree them, and then I'm
Super
just gonna
simple.
find recipes.
And
to
why
put-
is that? I'm curious. Why can't you eat the nuts and all that? Is it a dietary thing for you?
Yeah, it's the diverticulitis, because I
Okay,
have a
'cause
lot
that's
of
what I have.
diverticulitis.
I do have that
Yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
but I never put much thought into that because they say that's a bit of a fallacy. It's like the new thing now, the seeds and all that. Maybe not so much.
Yeah, but when I went for my
What if-
colonoscopy, I'll tell you, I had the pictures of them and everything. I'm like, I'm just gonna play it safe. I
Yeah,
mean,
just
for
make them
me,
into seed
and-
butters.
I mean,
Have the
yeah,
seed butters.
because I
and
could
the
do
nut
that with the
butters.
omelet.
So what
And-
is the benefit, Debbie, of the seeds and the nuts?
Yeah,
It's all the oils and the fats for the brain and the
But
tissues.
can
Yeah.
you get it other ways besides from that? Can you eat
Flaxseed
peanut butter?
oil. Yeah, well,
Peanut
peanut butter is
butter and-
different. That's definitely, but you
Different?
have all of those seeds are available in butters. And if you have a high-speed blender, you could make any of them into a butter.
Okay, so just don't
So-
have a seed form per se.
Correct.
Because I'm right there with you, Maureen. Same deal.
yeah.
Like,
I love the taste of them. So I mean,
Me
like the
too.
cookies, I'll puree that. I got it.
Yeah. I love it. I love that I have sunflower butter, sesame seed butter, like all of those butters,
And a lot
cashew
of
butter.
A lot of the diverticulitis stuff too can be brought upon by extra stress in your life. Yeah.
It's usually
Oh,
where
yeah.
it
Yes.
stems from, stress and
Yeah.
anxiety.
Yeah,
For most
and I will
people,
tell you, I
I've
don't
tried
have like much of it anymore, but I'm not the gambler girl. I don't want that.
It's not work. I know it's hard.
No, I'm like,
it's
I'll just
painful.
puree this stuff. It'll all
Yeah,
be
super simple.
good.
And
I'm all
just
about eating fats. I'm good.
tahini is fantastic. I eat tahini like every day. I love tahini, the sesame seed butter,
What do you put it in, Deb?
everything. I'll eat it on dates, on a sandwich. I have it with avocado and sauerkraut. So like it's
Okay,
I-
that
Yeah,
sounded
like-
So you-
really
you
weird.
kinda use that like I use hummus.
Mhm.
I put
I
put
love hummus.
on like all sorts of stuff.
Bagels.
I mean,
So
you
is
know,
hummus good for us to eat? Like I eat that with carrots all the time.
hummus is very good for pitta. It's dry and it's good
That's
for
me. I'm
kapha.
pitta, high pitta vada.
Yeah, but for my vata dryness, chickpeas are
Mhm.
drying. So I eat it, but I'll put olive oil on mine or I'll add avocado to it or something like that. But I do eat it. So, and
I
it's
love-
protein. Very good protein.
Cool.
right. So the types of almond butters that you can buy that, you know, when you look at it, it just says, you know, almonds
Mhm.
or roasted almonds, and it doesn't have anything else in it. That's
Yep.
the same thing that you're talking about. Just it's
Yeah.
already ground up and processed.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Some of the dressings you can make too, like with the tahini and stuff, you'll see in there in the simple dressings. If you want to add a little bit more of that kind of that oily weight to it, add a little bit of tahini to the dressings. And
Okay.
they taste amazing.
Maybe I'll
Yeah.
put tahini like in recipes. I've never had it.
I made tahini fudge with Katie the other day for her. We had girls over. We did an Ayurvedic clinic down at Katie's, and we quick made this tahini fudge, and it had like 4 ingredients in it. It was absolutely delicious. And you just
Okay.
froze it for an hour or so.
Powder.
Oh wow.
It was tahini, cacao, maple syrup, and coconut oil.
I
And
can
you
do
just
it.
divided it and made one dark with the cacao, the tahini, and one light. And then you added maple syrup to both and coconut oil to both. And you layered it and put like carob chips or whatever we did, coconut on top or something, and froze it and you made these little fudge. They were amazing. And it was tahini, like that's it.
That's
So
hilarious.
coconut is a good fat for us to eat, right?
Mhm.
Send the recipe. Could you send us the recipe?
Yeah, I'll find I
Yeah,
just
no,
Googled
right?
it real
I'm
fast.
eating my fudge. I'm detoxing. Thank
Yes.
you.
Fudge, tahini fudge.
Yeah. All day long, I'll do that.
Are you a big sweets person, Maureen? You like?
I like not really anything except chocolate. Like I don't like any other candies and stuff, but I do like chocolate.
just
Yeah,
a,
me.
a little piece of chocolate, dark chocolate or whatever.
Yeah. So
Like after
I would
dinner,
get
like
fudge, man.
is that your fix? Like just a little bit after dinner with it.
Usually
We're gonna have
it's
to start
well,
pulling that out. Pull that out too, and then we'll add in like carob or something instead for like a little bit more of the.
Okay. I've been doing it before dinner because then I don't need anything after dinner. I don't want to miss out on it.
I've kind of discovered
being
it with
honest.
I'm such a huge Trader Joe's fan, and every time you go to check out, right at the checkout, they always
Right
have
there, there's good
amazing like
chocolate.
dark chocolates,
Mhm.
and then I just pair it with a really good glass of like red wine, and it's like
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
that's
bit
a
dark
treat.
chocolate, and a little red
Oh,
wine. It's, like,
good.
the best. Just a
Yeah.
little. That's all you need is just a little. You're,
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
but
Is it
and that's
Friday
good
yet?
for you.
But
And that's good for you. It's
Not
good
for the
for
next-
you.
not
Right,
for the-
Debbie?
Not for the next 3 weeks. So we're gonna be pulling
I
that
know.
out. That's gonna be our
Put it on the
reward,
back
like way at the end.
But can we eat this fudge on the detox?
We're gonna have to swap out the because the cacao is a stimulant. That's like having coffee.
So then I have to go carob.
So we're gonna pull it and put in the carob.
Okay.
So we're not supposed to have stimulants on this thing? Is there-
Because anything that's going to stimulate the body, the mind, and
I
all
really
that
need to
in
do
an
some
unnatural.
I'm totally completely.
You don't want it.
Yeah. So you just start pulling the caffeine out now this week so that next week it's much easier. But the dandelions, like all those grain coffees and stuff,
Biggest hurdle.
they're
is
amazing.
caffeine.
I'll send you those too. It's called Dandy Tea or something, or Dandy. I have pictures of it.
Okay.
And then
And
the
that
grain
gold- that
coffees.
Golden milk doesn't have caffeine in it,
Mm-mm.
because I'd be happy with that, quite frankly.
But we're gonna so you're gonna have to go with one of the other milks too, because remember, we're also gonna pull out the dairies, like anything that's hard on the digestion and all that.
Almond milk or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we.
I picked a thing of
blonde
almond milk.
in.
Can I do that? You
Pardon?
can do almond milk, right?
Yes, you can do almond milk.
Okay. That's what okay, good. Cause I'm like, I
Yeah.
just bought almond milk thinking that's what I need. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Any like questions or something that just shoot them out or like share them on the Facebook. And then any of us may have, answered or done the exact same thing. And we'll just kind of keep, or if you see something really great or a recipe or an ingredient or something, share it. And
Hey,
I'll
I-
add these recipes.
I have a request.
Okay.
I have a couple of interviews coming up this week and one on Wednesday that I'm not particularly interested in, but it's a second interview and I'm just going to do it. But the one on Thursday, it's a first interview, but so far I'm like really impressed with the company and the people that I've talked to. And, everything is looking good.
Good.
So yeah,
We'll all
lift that.
cross our, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a company called Teradata.
Okay.
It's a cloud computing company with data analytics, and they have they handle the healthcare vertical, and so I would be working with a handful of healthcare companies and kind of as a pseudo consultant in a way, what are their business needs and problems that they're trying to solve, and then show them how they can, use the software to find the answers type of thing.
Nice.
Good luck.
We're sending out good vibes. Woo, there you go.
Thank you. Yep. Teradata. Teradata.
Teradata.
All right. All right. Gonna ease into week one, and then we'll regroup again next week and like shot into week two.
So alcohol is also one of the main things.
Kyle, I love you.
No caffeine. This is what you've been living on now. Caffeine.
Yeah, everything you've been
Oh.
living on is
Caffeine and wine. That's all I care about.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, let's try. All right, again, any questions, anything, like let's just kind of keep the channel open, and good luck on this week.
Thanks, Deb.
All right, and I'll send out the afternoon, like the Facebook Lives kind of things, and give us updates and
Are you back at home, Debbie, or are you
I am.
still in?
No,
Okay.
I am home. I am home. This is my little office space upstairs.
There.
Ooh,
Right.
now I'm blind after having the light on me.
Well, hope everything is going better
It is. Thank you.
for you. So
Yes.
Is she okay, your
It's
daughter?
nice to see you
Yeah.
outside, Laura. Are you outside? Looks like you're under some